only do that with glasses, but I'm getting some pretty good sound out of these cookie tins. Boom, 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 boom. But that sound isn't the only good thing coming out of these cookie tins, baby. Because we're going to get into some delish and some not nutrish and not flavored with fish. Like the 12 fishes. All my Italian friends do that for Christmas Eve. Don't worry about it though if you're not going over. They got meatballs too, and usually they have ham. And usually they got an uncle who's like, hey, bibbidi boo, I got a big hairy chest. I say this out of love for everybody other than the guy with the hairy chest. It's the Christmas cookie extravaganza of doom. And as we always do about this time, I can't whistle. I gotta wet my whistle with some good strawberry milk and have some cookies like we do when we do this. Christmas cookies. Usually you start seeing them showing up at Thanksgiving dinner. I have a feeling eventually they'll be in our Halloween bags and our Easter baskets because Christmas gets earlier and earlier and earlier. I think it might have been late September 1963. No, this year that I saw Christmas decoration stuff. And I'm not even going to get into that because I also saw some Christmas cookies. And obviously if you have a grandma or a wife or a kid sister that makes a great Christmas cookie, you're going to go there. I have none of the above. I live here. I have to wait till they throw out the not so fresh cookies. And then I eat them and I feel not so fresh in my belly. And sometimes they come back up. And I'll take a little Pepto-Bismol. That might really be Pepto-Bismol. I thought it was strawberry milk. Anyways, lots of good Christmas cookies. And these were delivered to me by the good folks at Mind Your Own Damn Business. But let's get into it. And I'll eat the cookie, give a little review, and then I'll tell you where you can find it. This is a Christmas classic. These are these buttery Christmas cookies. Usually you can get them made by Archway or some other local place. These happen to be made by Tasty Cake, and you get them in a little Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket, and they're all just the delicious shortbread cookie. But I like, for freshness and safety, that they're in this little bucket. But let's see how it goes. These ones are kind of crispy. I'm used to them being a little softer. But the flavor's right on. Because a lot of times, usually with these shortbread ones, they'll kind of linger on your tongue. This is more bang bang to the point out the door. It reminds me of like, not necessarily in spirit or in taste, but of like a Snackwell. Have you ever had those so-called like fake diet cookies? Because they're not really that healthy and there's not a lot of reduced stuff in it, but they'll put Snackwell and they'll make you think you're snacking well. Oh, anyways. The one complaint I have is these are all the same design, win, lose, or draw. There's no reindeers. There's no candy canes. They're all the same design. They're all this like snowflake. They'll get you through in a pinch, but I'm not sure if this will rank in the very high in the top 5. We'll come back to that later. Moving right along. Now I could have fooled you because they did a really nice job with these little fellas. Hey everybody, it's like the Teddy Grahams. I'm gonna get eaten, but I'll be fun and full of life before I do, and then I'll get eaten. It's a gingerbread man, and these particular gingerbread men are made by the fine folk at Tiny Deborah, aka Little Debbie, aka that girl Debbie with the hat, who probably has to beat us after all these years. These are Christmas gingerbread soft cookies by Little Debbie, individually wrapped, because you don't want them coming in 2s, because then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I only had 3 packages, and you're 6 gingerbread men in. But let's see how this little fella does on the softness scale, because again, I'll take a little crispness around Christmas. I'll take a little crispness at Christmas around the edges. But let's see. That's soft and delectable right from the jump. It's not overpowering with the gingerbread. So if you like a super strong gingerbread cookie, you're going to have to just get some of that hand soap that smells like it, or go to one of those exotic dance clubs where the girls rub gingerbread all over themselves. Usually you can only find those in Germany, or if you really go through Craigslist well. But that's nice. That'd be good with some coffee or some tea, and I'm going to definitely be putting a hurt on these Christmas gingerbread men. Moving right along, there's more tins and more cookies to be had. But these are fun. This is those things where somebody layers off like a parfait for you, and it's like they put notes on here. This one says, if found, return to the St. Augustine retirement home. So I guess these weren't meant for me. But they specified that the mix was made in the USA, but the hang tag, the bow, and the fabric were made in China. I'm guessing the mix was made in China too, by a guy named Usain San Augustine. But anyways, you dump these into a bowl, and you mix it up with butter and milk and some cayenne and some love, and then you put them in the oven. I have 10 of these because I've been giving them over the years. Like you might have saw in last week's video, whenever I stop by at somebody's house and they're like, oh Murph, I was expecting you, even though I'm 10 states over from where you live and you're just dropping by out of the blue, and they give me one of these. And I got a whole bunch of them in a cupboard. They have their own cupboard. But boy, are they cute. Do they look like something happened. I don't know, I'll probably start giving them away or throwing them at ducks in the park. But it makes a nice table decoration. Moving right along. Oh, now, you'll remember, let me get the package here. Keebler does these fudge stripe cookies. It's one of their go-tos. And right along with Oreo and Twinkie and Pop-Tart, they now put twists on their big classic, the fudge stripe. And this is a limited batch of peppermint fudge stripes. You might remember when we ate some, we've ate them a couple times, most notably in Random Snacks of Kindness. I think those were birthday cake ones, or so, I don't know, watching them figure it out. But let's see if we prefer the peppermint fudge stripe above all else. It's good. Now, maybe I'm so accustomed to every time I have peppermint, I just get punched in the face by peppermint. This isn't that. The peppermint's very subtle. You can taste the cookie. This might be good. I don't know. There's these little sprinkles in the middle that make the inside red. You don't get bowled over with the peppermint. But I'm not hating on the cookie. So if you're hung up on the peppermint, you might not be able to get past that. If you're just in the business eating good cookies, you might be good to go. I like it. I didn't say I love it. It's like that one guy at work that you feel like he's okay, but then you see him out once and he's dressed in like full bike spandex, and you're like, ooh, not only is this guy into riding a bike, he's into showing off every chiselly inch of his body, and he's not necessarily in good shape. But you see a lot of Christmas package. Moving right along. I'm going to need a little bit of this Pepto. I always forget how hard strawberry milk is to drink. Not so good, Al. We used to get it in quick, though, when we were kids. You take the spoon and you pop the metal part open. We'd take big spoonfuls. And then there'd be like a globular, like, stuck-on thing, like when you don't stir cocoa well. Terrible. Alright, so speaking of peppermint, it looks like Twinkie had a baby, because this is a small Twinkie. I don't know why it's so small, but Twinkie, and we've not had great luck this year. Again, look back, there's a Random Snack of Kindness. Twinkie, I think those were Slimer ones. Twinkie has a white peppermint Twinkie. This is either going to go great, or it's going to go not so good. But we're going to figure it out right now. Because I have this love-hate. I don't even say love-hate, just disappointment. It's like when your kid comes home and it's like, hey, Scooter, did you make the baseball team? And you're in a small town and there was only 8 kids that tried out. And he's like, no. It's like they can't even field the team and they're not taking old Scoot. So you're just a little disappointed. That's how I feel with Twinkie. I will always love you, Twinkie. But like, you better come through or we may be on a break. That's about just right for peppermint. I put it between this fudge stripe and like if you've had the Dunkin' Donut candy cane donut, this is right, just right. The one has a little too little, the other has a little too much. This is just right for peppermint. Twinkie, just when I think you can't redeem yourself and you've done the stupidest thing ever, you blow me away. I feel like Jim Carrey, Lloyd Christmas, nice tie back, and Dumb and Dumber. It's a Christmas miracle, Twinkie, you've done it again. But I'd be remiss if I did not close out with my all-time favorite Christmas cookie. When I was a young boy, I would go with my dad to the gas station. And there would be about 335 days a year, just the same old little Debbie rack. But for one magical month, you would pull up. And you wouldn't have to go out into a field to get your Christmas tree! Little Debbie's Christmas tree cake. And traditionally they're just like a zebra cake. But these ones are special because they're red velvet. And if I love the zebra cake rendition, man alive, I'm going to love the red velvet. But let's be sure, because the only way to be sure, I don't want anybody beeping me on my intercom while I'm eating my Christmas tree cake. Because I can't go downstairs like this. I'll just be in a coma and they'll be talking to me and I'll be like, Then they'll stick another Christmas tree cake in my mouth thinking I'm having a diabetic reaction like my Uncle Steven. Anyways, it's a green, and inside it's a red, and in the middle it's a white, so I'm dressed just like this Christmas tree cake. Let's have a bite and see if it's all good in the hood. If you haven't, you should. If you haven't, and you could have, shame on you! The Little Debbie Christmas tree cake may have just found its only way to get better, and that's by making it a red velvet. That one can be a tribute to my dead homies. I'll sprinkle it in the yard. I'm eating all these. So in summation, the crew is very upset. But they're not getting any! They're all mine! In summation, we'll go with the naughty list. A little naughty. The Tasty Cake Holiday Cookie. Just give me some other variations. Give me a unicorn that poops rainbows. Give me a little Corvette or a pony like a kid wants for Christmas. Give me a candy cane. I don't care. Just don't go all in one size and one shape. But you're still alright. So number 2. Again, could be higher on the list. If you're expecting a ton of peppermint out of the fudge stripe peppermint, you're out of luck, baby. So if that's the case, we'll put it at 4. If not, we'll put it at 3. Either way, you get the idea. Gingerbread Man, it's soft. Just be in for that again. We'll put it on the sliding scale with the fudge stripe peppermint. Back with a vengeance. Twinkie, doing it just right. Just the right amount of peppermint. What you would want in a Christmas Twinkie. Back in our good graces, number 2. And number 1, with a heart, the Christmas tree cake. I'm going to put these under the Christmas tree and hope that this tree mates with that tree. And we just get another tree. Like, I guess it would just be a nice red velvety peppermint smelling tree, pine smelling tree. But don't forget, you can check in on all of our holiday videos right here on this playlist. And comment, like, if you liked it, just like it. You got a Gmail? You got a Gmail? Subscribe. What's so hard about it? No, but we do appreciate any subscriptions, any likes, any comments. It's the Christmas spirit. Sharing equals caring. So share the video. Get on Instagram or Twitter. You can do that and share at Ken Murph. Get on Facebook and share. People love to overshare. I saw a guy send out his Christmas card and he was sitting on the throne going like this. And it wasn't the kind of throne Santa sits on. But I digress. Lots of good stuff. Next week we will be having the KMDT, a Christmas party. Some friends you haven't seen in a while. Here with a vengeance. We'll be exchanging gifts. We'll be playing games. We'll be having snacks. You might even see some Unog. Unog, son. And for Unog and Pepto-Bismol, I'm Murph. And I got some cookies to eat, son. Ooh. I'll see you next time I do this.